Stress. We talk about it so much nowadays that it's hard to remember what stress really is in the body. If you think back to the time when we were living in the jungle and our ancestors were being chased by lions and tigers every day, stress was actually a survival mechanism. Basically, what happens is when your body is under stress, it shuts down all of the higher brain functioning areas and focuses all that energy in the kind of lizard brains, it's called, the system. And that really helps you to focus on nothing else than one of these three functions: fight, flight, or freeze, so that hopefully your predator will not notice you hiding in the leaves. Now, unfortunately, nowadays, our body uses that same stress pathway even when there are no lions around. And it's an inappropriately large reaction to quite small stressors often in life. There's good news and bad news with that. The bad news is that reading is one of those higher brain functions. And so when a child gets stressed about reading and it has become a battle and a frustration for them, they're actually less likely to be able to do it. It becomes nearly impossible, in fact, because higher brain functions like reading, remember, are shut down by the stress response in the brain. The good news is that there are clear and pretty easy ways of reducing that stress reaction so that you can actually move forward and get good progress. I'm Sarah Forrest. I'm one of the authors of this book, The 9 Main Causes of Reading Difficulty, which is available on Amazon or on our website, helpingchildrentoread.com. And we cover stress as one of the primary and hidden causes of reading difficulty that you definitely need to think about when you're helping a student or your own child. Often people think, no, he's just stressed because he's struggling to read. Well, actually, you can be struggling to read because you are stressed. It can be a causal factor in and of itself. So what do you do to fix this? Well, as the book lays out, there are a couple of really clear tips that will help you get to the bottom of why a child's feeling stressed and how to fix it. So one of the first things you can do is to make reading practice really easy. That means that you use short chunks of manageable, focused time. We recommend no more than 10 to 15 minutes max, even shorter for younger children, where you're just focusing them for a known amount of time that they know they can get through without too much stress and worry. The second thing that we always recommend is that you create a highly supportive environment. So that means that you have to try to strip out all of that negative language which kind of creeps in to our vocabulary as parents. So instead of just saying, nope, wrong, or oh, not again, we just read that word, you have to try to change your language to something like, oops, that was so close, try again, or oh, you were nearly there, let's give it another try together. Step in right away when they're struggling, and every time you have to make a correction, try to follow it with 5 bits of praise or affirmation before you say the next critical or corrective thing. It sounds a little strange, and it's actually really hard to do. You have to really consciously think about it as a facilitator of a child learning to read, but it is absolutely transformative. Often we do guided lessons online through the Easy Read Trainer Text Visual Phonics system with children when there's a question mark over their progress, and 9 times out of 10, we just lay on the praise, slather them in affirmation, and the dramatic turnaround is so clear and obvious. It's beautiful to see, really. So give those things a try if you feel like stress is affecting your child's reading practice. Check out the book. It's really great, even if I am a little bit biased towards it. It's very short. It'll be a quick and easy read, and it contains these and other practical tips for success if you're working with a child who's struggling.